Now, obviously, I've got no idea how long I'm going to live for, but you know, this to me seems logical that it's something I can influence, and I'm going to try my best to stay fit and healthy to do the best I can for Kim and Noah. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. The original idea for this YouTube channel came from me trying to get back into running and not being able to find anything or any proof that somebody else has managed to return to running and return to their fitness and achieve their goals that they want to do. So the original idea for this video was for this channel was for me to do that, to provide proof to people that just because you've got an illness, just because if you're here like brain cancer or whatever it is you're struggling with, that, you know, those things aren't going to stop you from doing what you want to do. Obviously, I used to run a lot back in the day and I wanted to get back to running. There was nothing out there to prove to me that it was possible. So I thought I would create videos and put my own journey to recovery out there for everyone to look at. And hopefully that is the case, whether it's now or 10 years in the future. People can find my videos, see that it's doable, and get some sort of motivation from that and continue to do what they love doing. But also alongside that, I wanted to put down some videos that are more to do with brain cancer itself and the recovery, the issues that I face, and that's what this video is going to be. I recorded some footage in July, so 7 months after my surgery, about some mental issues that I was struggling with, and that's what this video is going to be. So I recorded this footage 2 months ago now, so it was in July. It's October now, so that's 3 months ago, sorry. So hopefully, this video is going to be more about issues that I'm struggling with or have been struggling with, and hopefully I can put out more videos like that as well. Just to talk about, the issues that I'm having, the issues I'm facing. Hopefully, it doesn't normalize it for you, but hopefully if you're struggling and you need some help and you're just seeing somebody else go through the same thing kind of makes you feel a bit better. And I know obviously I'm not medically trained, but obviously if you need help, you'll probably have a specialist team like I have. I've got a specialist nursing team that I can phone up whenever I want, and they can put me through to psychologists and specialist people. I've obviously got friends and family that I can talk to as well. So, reach out if you need help. Reach out to me if you feel comfortable with that as well. Obviously, I'm living this experience day to day. And if you feel comfortable reaching out to me, you can send me a private message or check it in the comments, and I'll try my best to get back to you and help you out and give you the help that you need. But obviously reach out to your medically trained people first, because these should be able to help you a bit better than what I probably can anyway. But I'll help if I can. Absolutely not a problem. That's what the channel's for. That's what I hoped. That's what the goal was originally. So hopefully I can do that and continue to give people motivation and help. So yesterday's session in total was 5.5K. Unfortunately, my brain had a bit of a meltdown, and so I actually wanted to talk about that. When you start my camera, you're supposed to just press it once and it'll turn on and record straight away. I was long holding it, which turns it on but doesn't record. And even though I'd practiced this before I went out, when I went out, my brain just completely forgot how it worked, and I was long pressing it every single time. And this is something that I've come to kind of get used to. To look at us, and physically I look absolutely fine from the outside. Everyone that knows me will think, oh, that's Paul and he's doing really well. But there are still occasions where my brain doesn't do what I wanted to do, and especially like thinking, and if I'm practically doing something, like if I'm making food or something like that, and someone like my wife's talking to us, I can hear it, but because I'm concentrating on what I'm doing, there's just no input whatsoever. So that's still happening. I am right now, I'm 7 months after surgery. I was told initially that it would be 9 to 12 months it would take to fully get back to normal, but I'm not expecting to get back to normal ever. I don't think. I've read some other people's comments. There's actually a subreddit for brain tumors, and I was reading some comments from people, and they said that like it's took them way longer to get back to normal brain functionality or to feel a bit normal. So I am expecting to take longer than that. So I didn't record any footage, unfortunately, but I just wanted to talk about that. So yeah, I am still having brain issues. So if you're here because you've also got a brain tumor and you're just looking to try and get back to running, then absolutely brilliant. You can watch me, see my footage, see me running, see my progress on Strava, and hopefully that gives you some help to realize, like, look, just because I've had a brain tumor, this guy's doing it, so can I, and that's absolutely brilliant. But I am still having brain issues. I am still having memory issues, functionality, cognitive issues. You won't really see it when I'm running, and nobody really will. The only people that'll see it is the guy editing these videos, because I screw them up so often. And I think that's another thing as well. There's a benefit to watching these videos. You'll think like, oh, he looks absolutely brilliant and he speaks well and he's thinking well. I've got the benefit of editing, haven't I? Where we cut out all the me just sitting here trying to think of words because, I can't really think of it. One of the other things I'm struggling with as well is sleep. I'm still waking up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and my mind just starts going into overdrive. And it's really hard for us to like turn that off and to calm back down. Basically, just thinking about the future, what's going to happen. Like what happens if cancer comes back? What's going to happen to my wife and my child when I die and leave them? How are they going to cope? How's Kim going to cope with the Ben? Like my mind just starts thinking about all kinds of crazy things, which I think is completely normal. I think it's normal to worry about your family when you haven't got long left to live. I've been told I've got 10 years of treatment, but in my head that's you never know when it's going to come back and bite you. It's 10 years on average. It's not actually, no one actually knows and that obviously dwells in you when you're trying to sleep, or when you're trying to get to sleep for some reason. So if you're having that as well, like from my point of view, I'm having that as well, and it's just got to deal with it. Really, I'm getting through it. It is getting better. I'll say that, but I'm not completely out of it yet. It's still happening. Yeah. Well, thanks very much. Sorry about the footage, but we'll get better, and the brain will continue to give me challenges, and I've just got to keep getting over them. At the end of the day, that's how this all works. You find something new to target on, and you target that, and you get better at it. It's the same with the running. I'm gonna run into hurdles. I'm gonna challenge them. I'm gonna go straight out of them, and we'll get over them, and we'll get better eventually. And just keep improving, keep trying to progress, keep moving forward. Hopefully it works out all right. So obviously that was footage of me back in July when I was still really struggling with sleep problems. The multitasking issues that I face are still there, they're still present, and they're always going to be, because obviously I've had a frontal lobe chopped out of my head. I was told this by the oncologist when it first happened, that was going to be one of my main struggling points. Obviously most people with 2 frontal lobes can deal with multitasking. I'm down to 1. So that's going to be a problem for the rest of my life, I guess. And I would say it's getting easier, but it really isn't. It really isn't getting easier. I'm still struggling to concentrate, and obviously it's frustrating. It's frustrating for me. It's frustrating for my wife. But we're just got to get over it. We've both got to understand that that's the way it is now. The sleep issue actually is resolved. I don't wake up in the mornings like 3, 4 in the morning and struggle to get back to sleep anymore. And I think a large part of that is because I've kind of stopped dwelling on dying so much. Obviously, when you're first told you're going to die early, or earlier than you want to do, earlier than you planned, that's a huge mental task to get over. Emotionally massive, obviously, mentally just draining, and it just ruined us. But as time is going on, I don't seem to dwell on it as much. I think a large part of that might be down to knowing that financially my family are going to be all right. I've got a decent pension. I've got a good job that's going to have benefits for death in service and stuff in that. My life insurance is all going to be all right. Financially, Kim's going to be really, really, really well off. She's going to be all right. So I think that was a huge part of just settling me down a little bit, understanding that financially they're going to be fine. So that was a huge sign of relief from me. But obviously I still worry about, how she's going to cope with having a child on her own. Me and Kim have been together since I was 17. We'll be married, I'm 40 now, we'll be married for 15 years. She's going to be on her own for the first time since being a kid, and she's never been on her own in her adult life. So that obviously still worries us. And it's obviously not great. But the sleep stuff's finished. That's I don't have that anymore. I was going to say I don't dwell on dying as much anymore, but in my family, but just every now and again, something will rear its head that, a memory, even just songs, and I kind of listen to them. Songs that me and Kim used to listen to back in the day when we first got together, and they bring back memories of, times ages ago when we didn't have any of this problem. And I must have apologized to Kim a million times for putting her through this. Because when we got together, when we met, 23 years ago, no one planned for this to happen. I didn't plan for life to go this way. I wanted to get retirement and work hard all our lives, do what we're supposed to do, raise a family, and live our retirement the way we wanted to do. Go on holidays, and we've worked all our lives to have a good pension and to have money in the bank and financially be well off. So that we can enjoy our retirement and spend our time in our later life together and enjoy it, really. And obviously I've been told that, I'm not going to get there. And I think that's why fitness is so important to me now, because if I can do anything to try and prolong my life, then getting fit is, that's in my hands and I can deal with that. That's something I can directly influence by staying fit now. When chemo, radiotherapy and treatment comes around, then hopefully I'll be better off in that regard. I was told that a lot actually during my surgery and after between my seizure and just after surgery, my immediate recovery wouldn't have been as good if I wasn't as fit going into it. So running for the past 10 years has really influenced being able to recover from cancer so quickly. Recover from my seizures and my surgery. Obviously I'm not recovering from cancer. It's not possible. I will never recover from that. It will come and get me eventually. And like I said, staying fit and healthy, I can directly influence that, and hopefully that gives me a better chance at not suffering as much through the treatments that I've got to go through in the future. Now, obviously, I've got no idea how long I'm going to live for, but, this to me seems logical that it's something I can influence, and I'm going to try my best to stay fit and healthy to do the best I can for Kim and Noah, to try and give them as much of the rest of my life as I can do. Because obviously I don't want to be in hospitals and being ill and just dragging them down. I'm already influencing their lives in a way that I never intended to do anyway, and that's hard to take. That wasn't in the plan. So yeah, just try and stay fit and healthy, keep running, keep trying to do what I can do, and then Right, apologies about that. Had to go and gather my thoughts, have a drink of water. Obviously still affecting us, and it probably will forever. The more I talk about it, the worse I get. So coming up on the channel, I've got park run tomorrow, hopefully, and I've got cross country on Sunday. It's currently Friday. Obviously that's why park run's tomorrow. It's Druids Bay cross country, which is one of the tamer courses, so hopefully I can be able to put a good shift in there. I'll still be taking the same tactics I have been, and I'll be taking it easy for the first lap and then trying to push on the second two. Like I say, it's one of the more gentler cross country courses. It's not as hilly. There's barely any hills to speak of. There's a couple of inclines, but I wouldn't call them hills. And I have talked to Kim about fell racing, actually, because Kim's obviously really anxious about me running in the fells on my own. But I'm going to recruit Katie if I can, or someone from the running club to come with me, that it will be medically trained, hopefully. Stick with me, and next year I'll be doing some fell races, get back into that. But yeah, immediately it'll be park run and cross country this weekend. So hopefully those videos will be coming out next week, or in the coming days, hopefully. And thanks very much for watching. Hopefully this video, it's not a running video, but hopefully it's just as insightful as the other ones for anyone that needs help. As I said, reach out to us if you need it. Not medically trained, but even if you just need a chat about the things, like obviously clearly I'm still struggling. If you need a chat about things, then I'm here for anyone that needs help. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. Obviously, like and subscribe to help the algorithm to get get my channel, reach out to as many people as we can, just so people can see it and hopefully they can, get some motivation and help that they need. And thank you very much. Thanks so much for watching.